Jordan Conradson with the Gateway Pundit. I'm here with Arizona State Senator Jake Hoffman. He's the chairman of the Arizona Freedom Caucus. So the Freedom Caucus announced a lawsuit against Katie Hobbs yesterday. What can you tell me about that? What's the status?
Well, so Jordan, here's the deal. Look, Katie Hobbs came into office. She ran a basement campaign to try and earn the seat, right? And the first thing she does right out of the gate is she starts dropping executive order after executive order after executive order. 3 in just her first week. And we're hearing rumors that there are dozens more already being slated and queued to come. And so the reality is that the American form of government and our system of government here in Arizona is not about executives being able to rule over the people by executive fiat. That's what the legislature is, the branch of government that's supposed to create the laws. And unfortunately, Katie Hobbs believes she's above the law and is going to rule us by executive order. And that's simply not the right way to do it. It's completely wrong. And when you look at her woke agenda, the types of things that she's evaluating. Right now, we're hearing a rumor that there's an executive order coming down the pike to force teachers and students in our public schools to use the gender pronoun of someone's choice, not the gender pronoun of their actual birth certificate, not whether they're a boy or a girl, which we all know is a scientific fact that there are 2 genders, male and female. She wants to force speech onto people in this state. And so the Arizona Freedom Caucus, we announced that we're filing a lawsuit in the coming days so that we can curb her use of executive fiat to push a radical woke agenda on the people of Arizona.
Right. Wow, that's really disgusting. They're trying to do this to kids. So this is one of the reasons why all the Republicans walked out of the State of the State. They turned their backs to Katie Hobbs. What can you tell me about that? Was that something you guys planned, or did it just happen?
Well, listen, Katie Hobbs is referred to Republicans in the state of Arizona as neo-Nazis. Adrian Fontes, right, the woke Secretary of State, the extreme Marxist who occupies our top elections officer position, has referred to Republicans as fascists, right, as MAGA fascists. Okay, these people are extreme. They do not represent the average Arizonan. And so, we saw a number of Arizona Freedom Caucus members, as well as other members of the Republican Party here in the legislature, they walked out on Katie Hobbs when she started talking about election denialism and referring to people as fascists, when she mentioned that she wanted a pro-abortion agenda that went all the way up until the very moment of delivery. That's not something that the people of Arizona want. Right? When she started talking about her woke policies, when it comes to gender ideology and things like that, we're not pawns in her theater of a state of the state. And so when she said things, policy items that we vehemently disagreed with, in fact, like expanding the homeless problem that exists all around the Capitol. You can drive down the street and you just see tents upon tents of homeless people. She wants to make that problem worse, not better. And so we simply refuse to sit idly by while she pushed an agenda on the state of Arizona that doesn't reflect the will of the voters.
So let me ask you, is there any plan for the Arizona Senate to investigate or kind of audit the midterm election? Because all these issues in Maricopa County, Katie Hobbs oversaw her own election. What do you have on that?
Well, so I chair the government committee in the Arizona Senate. We have Wendy Rogers, who I know you guys know. She chairs the elections committee. And so, look, there will be a heavy component of oversight and investigations into kind of every level of government, right? Contractual compliance. Are the vendors that are serving the county government, Maricopa County, are they actually providing the services that they say they're going to provide? From an election standpoint, I'm sure Wendy will be looking into some of these things. And so the reality is, yes, there will be oversight and investigations, and we have to hold these other levels of government accountable. That means holding Katie Hobbs accountable too, right? And so we're going to be looking at all of those things as we move into session. We'll be having presentations from, everything from the governor's office to, our public universities, right? And making sure that we're holding them accountable to following the law. And look, the reality is when it comes to the 2022 election, Attorney General Brnovich in November already laid out systemic violations of Arizona election law. And so we've got to get to the bottom of not only, what those violations were exactly, how they occurred in the first place. Was it negligence? Was it malfeasance? Those are all questions that have to be answered. And the only people who can do that is the Arizona legislature and the Republicans who control it.
That's right. That's incredible. I'm looking forward to it. Arizona State Senator Jake Hoffman, thank you.
You're very welcome.